I don't know how to censor this. Oh my goodness, am I live already? Sorry, this is meant to be a formal, not like my standard streams. Because this is not a standard stream. We're exploring CraftedMovie. As you can see, I'm using Lunar Client. It lets me zoom in. But yeah, this is CraftedMovie. This is the CraftedMovie port. If you don't know what CraftedMovie is, you can probably Google it and find the YouTube channel. There used to be a big community. Oh, I thought I turned off the. Used to be a big community where you'd like. And I'm here to archive this world and tell you guys what it was like to be on the CraftedMovie server 10 years ago, specifically what it was like to be in port. As I said, they were a YouTube channel and they had a little survival server. You had to apply to get in. And it was the only server I knew that had an actual survival world, not like a factions or something, and an actual creative world, not like a plot-based thing. This is the newest version of port possible. This is what most people had access to. There's another version where instead of it being blue, it was red, and it was about anarchy. The anarchy game mode. Okay, but there is. Man, where do I even start? How messy is this? So server tour. Okay, I'm gonna say skip to 1 or 2 minutes for actual tour. Okay. Hello and welcome to CraftedMovie port server tour. This is the port world. I'm going to tell you what it was like when we used to play it roughly 12 years ago, and the fun in it. This was the world that you would start off in when you spawned into CraftedMovie for the first time. You'd have to apply to get into the server, and then they'd whitelist you if you get in. I had to apply twice when I was like 10 or 11. And you would start here and you get like a little welcome message will pop up, and then so many people would welcome you. I remember my first ever message on the server being, wow, so many welcomes. That was my first ever message on the server, I'm pretty sure. One of my first ever chats online to a community. Because I was around people for the first time. So let's explore this one by one. This is the newest version of port, I should say. The older version used to have this parkour thing where you'd parkour around to the top. We'll check it out later, of course. You would spawn in the. Well, back then there wasn't an adventure mode, but it was the closest you could get. It was like a plug-in version of adventure mode. You have these 4 little pathways you can go to, and if you go over here, you'd have like a list of all the mods and admins. Salted. You guys might have heard of Grian. Golden Age is a classic. I don't know how to pronounce it. Sorry if I'm butchering the French. I believe he does tax stuff now, which is very cool. Joomla and AJ, I don't know what they're up to. Had your rules here. Had all your FAQs. It's a very quaint little spawn. If you've ever been on Hypixel or Shotbow, which is way older now, or Mindplex or anything, the spawns are usually super huge and you jump on a thing and you get zoomed super far. It's very wide and open. This one's very quaint. It still feels quite grand, but it's also quite quaint in its own way. I guess restricted by the building ability. I never noticed the castle over there, probably because my render distance had to be so low back then. I'll take that one. Most people would have seen it. So first we'll go over to the survival port. Now the green wall was not used to be this green, the gold blocks used to not look like that, but it's still basically the same thing. I loved walking in here because it was like a mini, it's like you're getting like a mini taste of what's to come. It's like you have your little house, like a pseudo farm. God, wait, you can hear me, right? Little house, nothing else. You had people that you'd run into, and it was so cool to just explore these little areas, and that was my favorite part about Port. My favorite part about this server was this starting section where you join the server and you would not even before even playing the actual world, I was in a game, because Port itself was its own game, and you could explore it. You could go down here and you could come and you could explore these worlds, but then you could also get little items from here. You would like click this and then like leather would come out, and you'd go here and you'd get like, oh, there's paper, and I never got this joke, but like you throw the lava, pour the papers into the lava, but it's cool because you got paper, and like you go here and you explore here and there, and there'd be more leather and stuff like that. Anyway, this is the survival room, which has all the CraftedMovie studio stuff. If you go over here, another house, this jeweler's cocaine stash. I didn't know what cocaine was back then. You used to not even be able to open this chest, but like because we're just recreating the world, it's the best we got. There's a cauldron in there, I believe. Yeah, nothing crazy. I like how, yeah, you got the lily pads here. I'll check that out later. We might have to get some speed. Oh, some papers. Oh, and I guess you're meant to like, yeah, look at that. Beautiful, lots of fun. Alright, so I don't know, it's a cute little place. We're running out of food, we're gonna give Minecraft. Let's go over to the creative port. This was designed by Pink and Blue. This world was for donators only, like anyone could go and watch, but only donators could build in it, which I like that. I like that anyone could still watch. Very cutely designed. It feels like it's like a little creative world with things floating and stuff like that, right? Because things fly in the creative land. But it also had, like, again, some gamey elements. This is and you can also like get stuck in here. Oh, I thought you could. Maybe I'm crazy. I'm pretty sure there were pressure plates that would like get you stuck in there. If we go over here, we got our minigames port. This is meant to be closed up. Show the little minigames world. You teleport and you go straight to the minigames world. Oh, what's that? I love this because it's like, again, a little taste of what's to come. It's got the light pumps, it's got the tent. It's even blue themed. Just like how the creative fort is like yellow themed with the sand, and this one's green themed with the grass. It's like, ugh, so cool. Okay, I reckon we get a spectator for the rest. If you gawk over here, and then you go all the way through here, you have a nice space, and you get closed up, and then BAM! This is Crafted Beach. There's a whole CraftedMovie video that they have like a little event there, which is very cool, very fun. But we're not just here to show you what port was like back then, right? Because like back then, you would see CraftedMovie, you'd go down here. Oh, you'd come here kind of just to use the crafting tables, because like you got leather from the survival area, right? So you can make armor here, or you can make like a book here, I think. If you go down here, there's like another little secret area. Sorry, I'm kind of stumbling over my words, but the whole point is that Port had a bunch of these little secrets that was just beautiful to explore. Some were kind of obvious, and some were less so. This dispenser used to chuck out fishing rods, and you'd go and fish here for food if you needed food, because you probably did. There was empty glass bottles over here, which you couldn't really use for anything, but it was just cool that it was there. Stuff like this, like I didn't even remember this existing, which is crazy. There's like this whole wide open area here. But obviously, Port has some secrets, both for anyone to access and some that no one could. So we'll start off with the ones that people could access, right? When I was like 10 years old and joining Port for the first time. This was when the server was like, you'd have like 20, 30, maybe even 40 people on at the same time. Usually it'd probably be around 30 to 40, and there's always at least 2 or 3 people around Port, right? Before I forget real quick, in the middle, there's AFK cauldrons here. There used to be like a signboard here where you could like put signs up. That was really cool. And there was like a note block piano station here. I quite like these little like almost like on a street corner or like a street market mini attractions. But anyway, if you press this thing over here, it would like do a little noise over there. And it's kind of weird that this one you needed multiple people to do it. Well, that's just how stuff is designed, right? Like it was designed for friends, which is really cool. Put you in there, and now you have access to this little area, which always I thought was so cool. This was like a room of like pressure plates, and like you jump here and like they would all be damaging or slowness, so you had to slowly like. It's more obvious now with the new textures, I guess. So it's very hard to navigate your way through this and not die. And then you'd like, one of them would be a piston, yeah, and you have to quickly like come up here, and then you get access to this like kind of openy area. There's like another puzzle that I think you had to like get like items from before and then have it. They're not the best design, because like what if you come up all this way and you don't even have the letter, and like you're gonna die, and you whenever you die you have to come back again. So you know, I can't say the best design stuff, but they definitely got better at designing, as you can see with Wingcraft, right? This is kind of like just mini game design, which I always really appreciated. I really liked it. This would teleport you somewhere, I believe. Wait. Oh. Yeah, I think that was meant to teleport you. Or was it meant to open the door? Okay, I assume this is like a map that someone downloaded later, so if we were to recreate this properly, it's probably like this. And if you do this, there you go, look at that. Like magic. And then you'd go down here, and then this part was just like I don't think I ever went past this part. It's too difficult. Which kind of sucked, but like I still really have a fun memory for it, just because it existed, just because there was something here for me to explore and find out and enjoy. It was just really cool to me. I obviously think the challenges are impossible, and I'd honestly be really interested to know what the designer was thinking when they made this, but look, it's still cool. I think the designer was Salted, who makes music now and runs that super successful, super big Minecraft server, which is awesome, very fun little thing. But yeah, there's the I don't even know how to get to the ending. That's terrible. Oh, hey. So you'd somehow make your way up here, and it'd be like, hey, this is the ending, and like this actually wouldn't take you anywhere, but like it'd teleport you back to spawn. Like your reward was just finishing it. There was an Anarchy one, which this used to be the Anarchy for. You go down here somehow, and that's why it's all. At least I think this is for the Anarchy world. Again, this one I don't even like. There are definitely cool challenges that probably take a little bit too long and require too many people to coordinate people, and I just like, let's just get to that. No one will ever know, except everyone watching this video. Where was the ending for Anarchy? Oh! I wonder. Okay, so some things aren't on this specific map on port. If you go to the CraftedMovie Discord server where we've been archiving everything, you can go to the pinned messages, and in Smex's messages, they should show the what's the word? Oh, It should show the other port maps, because we have the older ones with the Anarchy world. The only thing is like the chunk error box is missing. There's missing stuff because of chunk errors. But if you go over here on that map, you'll find like a little spot where I guess Salted took his new staff to teach them about how to be a staff member, because there's just a bunch of signs saying how to be staff, which I find really cool. Stuff I never realized about Old Port. Oh, I forgot to show the creative one. Creative one doesn't actually exist. It's like kind of under here, but like I don't think they ever properly did it because you can't access it. Like it's just like in the ground, not really. I remember both the old creative one and the new one just not being difficult to access for some reason. I suppose it's like a hint to a puzzle. I don't know, cool little area. You gotta see like the CraftedMovie members' beds and like it's even like functioning lamps. Oh, with the little notes, and I'm sure there's like a little redstone thing behind it that like you have to do them in the. Oh, okay. Still, like, you know what I mean? It's like there's these little games, and it was like exploring Legend of Zelda, the very first NES one, and like just finding a bunch of stuff that you had no idea existed. It's always cool to find these little secrets. As I said, there used to be a parkour thing. You used to go all the way around here, and you have to go like all the way like up here, I think, yeah. And you get here, and there's a bunch of like AFK parts as your reward. It was like finding staff member secrets, because these are all the staff members. Some of them haven't aged that well. This is all like 2010 kind of humor, but still cool. Still cool. A lot of back when I was like young, I didn't know what a lot of these words meant. I just knew that there were things people made fun of. So seeing people talk about cocaine and other gross things, other kind of topics, it was just surprising, you know. Finding out what they meant later was always a surprise. But that's just kind of how we work. It was all super young back then. We just didn't really know what's going on. Where is the? I don't know where the. I'm pretty sure there's a. We don't have the. What's this? Let's go spectator mode. We don't have the creative ending. At least I can't seem to find it anywhere. But the Anarchy word. Yeah, this is of course it's Anarchy. So it's the same sign. They just reuse the ports quest for it. We can find the ending room. Here it is. End of Anarchy's Quest. It looks a lot like the others. I wonder why. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the joke is. Is it just because they didn't have time to design it? Or they couldn't paste something? I don't know. The reason why it takes so long to teleport you back is because there's not with the redstone for some reason. But anyway, that's all the small parts of Fort explained real quick. Oh, I forgot to show the crafted beach one, which I'm convinced leads nowhere. It's like some of these challenges. It's like I remember there's something like this super cool parkouring thing. Like, what was the point of this? I don't know. Like you just like end up in this hole, and it's like, how do you even get out? I literally don't know. I have no idea what the point of. Is there like a secret I'm missing? Like, oh wait, what? There is. What? Well, okay, I guess we're finding this out live, aren't we? Oh my goodness. So like you'd fall down there and you'd be stuck for ages, when really it's probably better to like hurt yourself. How would you even do that? You don't. Maybe they made a mistake, and that's why I was just. Oh my gosh. So what? You'd get here, and then what? Go this way. I think I got up here once. And that was it. They never finished it? Man, what a bunch of cheapskates. What a bunch of cheapskates. That's so funny. No, I totally understand. restock it. That there's just like they used to have a bunch of slowness or random potion stuff in there. Usually all negative stuff like bad effects. Anyway, port stuff that other people don't know much about is this big castle over here. This was the Donator Castle, made by the wonderful Pink and Blue. What's in here? Actually, don't know. Just random redstone testing. Okay, fair enough. As you can see, the Donator Castle is quite huge. The whole point was if you had a donator rank, as I said, you could build in the creative world, and you also get a cool colored name. But they're also going to make this a reward where you come and you can explore this enormous castle. This eventually was never used. They ended up reusing this build for Wingcraft, as you can maybe tell a little bit. It's like a bit Deathlessy, a bit Raggedy-ish. Smex's map has the back of the castle, which is extremely funny that the back doesn't exist. That's a bottom green. So Smex's map has the back, and there's like some secret rooms here. Like if you go like up the ladders, like up here and like over here, again, more secret rooms. It says there are 10, but I can't find them all. I don't know if there's like they're just like hidden. Like I don't even. Like, what was going on here? It's like kind of broken down there, which is kind of cool. I don't know. They just had a bunch of cool stuff. Like even this like little ruiny castle area is kind of cool, you know. Like, what's going on here? Is it another secret kind of? Obviously this is an unfinished area, but they planned a bunch of different stuff in here. They planned so many different things. We just never saw it. Pink and Blue, yeah, did a lot of good work. They planned a bunch of stuff here, as you can see. I guess they eventually. That's 14-year-old humor for you. Yeah, but I guess they eventually made this to the minigame as well, and just made it for everyone, which is fair. This dungeon run was made by someone named Racco Boy, and someone else worked on it as well. Metaphor. It's actually really cool, and it's also in the creative world. Save that's on Smex's file, or Sanderson's file. Again, just asking the Discord server if you can't find it. I guess I'll check the link, but it's all, if you just Google Reddit, CraftedMovie Reddit, it's on there. I'll add the link here. What am I doing? I'll add the link. Just chuck it in the description. Yeah, I don't know, just that's cool. Cool dungeon runner, you can go run it yourself. There's also a cool Ender Dragon one in the creative world that's like connected to this dungeon runner. Anyway. All the dispensers and chests are not filled properly just because we used to use plugins and random redstone and stuff like that. That's just how it was. We have some random heads over here that I never knew existed. I wonder who made them. Little over here. It's just mining for fun, I suppose. Maybe AFK thing. More cut of water. This is probably loaded it somehow. Just let it out. We have up here some signs. Sometimes you need to view the world at a different angle. True. And a lovely little cake here. I see more testing over here. I think that's just where they do creative testings and such. More redstone. Oh my gosh. is... What the heck? Is this for the fireworks? Because they had fireworks with it, right? Like, what is... What is this? What? Wait, what? I guess this was plans for the creative part. What the hell? This is cool. I'm exploring this just as you are. I like cleared out this whole thing and then... Yeah. A weird skull? Yeah. What's this? It's a 5? What? What is this? What does this mean? Okay, I guess I'm assuming this is all creative ports quest stuff, but let's just never finish. With fresh plates that don't exist, and then like a library. What am I? What is this? I've never seen this before. Somehow? Oh, you have to go through here. Yes. Oh my goodness, it's like a pepper thing. Try to guess which button is the right one. It's probably one of those classic things where if you get it wrong, you just die or something. So, do you need to go... Yeah, you do actually have to go through there. So, okay, again, library. Then you get spat out here. Having a maze and a painting thing is like double whammy, dude. Like fair, I guess. Through here? How did I get it? What do you mean? And then what? What the what? What is this? Like, this was obviously extremely unfinished. You are a winner. Okay, this is just like the winning area. Well, we finally did Creative Ports Quest. Look at that, I'm so happy with myself. I don't know, how do you connect this to the... Oh, it connects like earlier. Crates. Look at our crate design. I don't know, up here, this is 5. Oh, wait, what? Must be here. Cool. It's like a weird little ports quest map. Well, that was cool. So that's port for you. Thank you for watching. I'm tired. I'm gonna stop streaming now. But I hope you enjoyed. And by the way, if Salted is watching this, I'd love to know like your intent behind all the ports quests, because game design is cool, and game design from the mind of someone just starting out game design is always interesting. Okay, bye now. Have a good night, everyone.